Hello and welcome to today's edition of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez. And today in the studio, we have a usual Dr. Vishnu Bandhu. Thanks for coming in today.
Okay, George, thank you. Thank you.
And today it seems that you've brought a guest with you, a newcomer to the show. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, thank you, George. And as always, it's a pleasure to be here. Um, I am Marcia Lewis. I'm a minister of religion and one of the members of the URP, the United Republican Party. And I quickly jumped at the chance when Dr. Bandu asked me to come on the air with him. I quickly jumped at the chance because I too have my bit to say.
Great, great, good stuff, good stuff. So, and we'll definitely get a chance to hear a lot from you in this episode. But all right, so I want to take it back to you, Dr. Bandu. That of course you've got local government elections coming up. That I know you've been working real hard with that. But before we go into that, I want to talk about a little bit about a few current events.
Okay.
Of course, right now we are into the new school year and the teacher strike is really gone into full swing now. Of course, they're protesting all nationwide, and it seems like the Ministry of Education and the GTU just can't come to agreement over the demands of the teachers. So, what is the URP's position on really all that's going on right now?
Well, the URP, we think very seriously that the government should try to pay the teacher a little more than what they are having right now because it was promised to them a long time, even before the election and so forth. I know a lot of advantages had been taken, like for instance, Christmas time, and so they used to get a little bonus. All that has been cut off. Now they're talking about the raise of pay. Still, there's no agreement in that. You hear minister saying, the education minister saying that if they go on strike, he will replace them with other substitute. You can't replace them with substitute. It's impossible. I don't know if they know what they're talking. Um, so it is impossible to talk about that. And education, as we know, is a very, very important thing in our country for our children. We are not going anywhere if we have a strike with the children, with the teachers. You will have the children will be left back. They can't go forward into the education system. So it's important. I hope that the government will come to their senses and try to negotiate and pay the teacher that what they deserve.
Yes, and I know that some persons have even expressed a little concern because of course, the teachers need their salary, but also now with this the set of volunteers that they have that so far it sounds like there have been several hundred, but that doesn't seem like that'll be able to replace the thousands of teachers that aren't
They
going to be
never
there.
can.
So
They
it's
never can.
yeah, then there's a safety
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
So
And then besides that, the volunteer would not have the experience as the regular teacher to know what to do, what to teach them. So it's like, wasting time. That's how I see it. It's waste time. Um, the only solution is the government must come to an agreement with the teacher and come to some kind of arrangement where they can be paid better salary. Now, everybody, even teacher, they can't be able to maintain themselves with the little salary or what they're getting. Our country, the lowest paid country probably around, in this region. The lowest paid, and our cost of living rising every day. Every day, you know, I'm sure, look, government employees, civil servants are getting paid late. All other government departments are getting paid late. But I'm sure the president and the prime minister and the minister, their pay don't go late. I'm sure that they're getting it on the day that they're supposed to get it, right? Now, if you are serving the people, You should look at the people first, not at yourself first. You took on that responsibility, to serve these people. So your job is to look at your people first, not serve yourself like what they are doing. This government's serving themselves. They're not serving. Every day you find some other tax coming up, some other tax coming up. You know, they're killing you. Look, for instance, I brought a couple of Tata car from India, small cars, and I had a meeting with GRE before I brought the car, and they told me I'll pay something like 60 or 66%, something around that. When I come here, they charge me 150 odd percent for the car.
Mm.
A car that costs 4,000 2,000 US dollars, duty become 1.1 million.
Wow.
1.1. I don't know if it's because of me, I'm a political opposition, if that's why they charge me that or what. But imagine,
Because it's more than
you
the
know,
value of the vehicle
more,
itself.
look, check how many times more
Mm.
at the value.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah. Time and a
You
half.
know? So I don't know really what's going on in this country. I don't know how these people are thinking. How are they really thinking? I am trying to bring in things to show people that here, this will bring down the cost of your transportation, and then you put it on me, so many 100% more than what the car cost. I got a billion duty. You see, these people are crazy. Huh? They're out of their mind. They does not know what they're doing. Huh? Every day you find in Guyana something raising, because they have to meet with their salary. They're not satisfied what they're getting here and there, but they're squeezing the people, the juice out of the people in Guyana. And this is very unfair. And our people have to open their eyes and see it, see these things, what's happening.
And so, then, speaking of the topic of cost of living, that actually brings me to the second question I want to ask is, of course, over the weekend, minibus operators received approval from the Ministry of Business to raise the prices. So now all minibus fares have increased, or at least for 13 routes, the major town routes have increased by $20.
Well, you can't blame the minibus people too, because our fuel going up all the time. Other country fuel going down, but Guyana fuel going up all the time. So the people has to be able to get money to compensate them so that they can be able to make a dollar, you know. So I can't blame them for that, you know. So I don't know how we are really assessing this fuel price in Guyana. You know, we are talking about fuel, that we get fuel in Guyana and this, and I don't think even fuel start to draw here, our fuel will go down. It would make no difference. Handful of people will be benefiting this country. Right now, we don't even have we don't even have Guyanese who are really involved in this fuel. There are rumors going around. Lots of rumor going around that fuel are taken out of this country, and in a large sum, and it going as sample. They're taken out for sample. So we don't know. Out of every rumor, there's be some truth in it. You know, fishermen are in the river. They are seeing things, what's happening. They are talking things. You know, and I'm sure that the government aware of everything that's going on here. I was made to understand. I was talking to an engineer yesterday that um, the Trinidad company, which has some kind of contract, they are taking things from Trinidad direct to the site of the fuel site without going through even custom. I was made to understand. So I don't know how true all these things is. If it is true that things are going from Trinidad direct the site, and if things from the site are going back to Trinidad, you know, because we don't have no kind of Guyanese really working to say things. They keep the Guyanese aside, and you bring all foreign people, to work on the on your rig. See, so we don't really know. Government can't even check what's going on. Imagine 7 days. Your own country, you sign a contract with the Exxon Mobil that 7 days they have to give you notice to go and visit the site. So what? In case you're doing any, wrong things, what you clear out in 7 days and then put things in place? Huh? That's why we have to give. So I don't know what this government, how they think. I really don't know how they think. I should be able to go in my country, whatever happens, I should be able to go on the spot, even without telling them I'm going, if I want to check something, what's happening. I shouldn't give 7 days notice for you to clear out whatever, illegal thing you're doing. It's nonsense. So, these are some of the things that I think is very, very unfair in this country, what's happening. And I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm blaming the government. They are responsible. They are in the seat, in the driver's seat to make all these decisions. Instead of seeing those kind of big things, they are seeing the small man in this country and squeeze the blood out of them. That's all what they're doing all the time. Squeeze the blood out of you. People can't, anywhere you go, man. People, because of the situation, every day we talk about it when we go on the road. People, it's not say that they only want to beg, but they have no choice sometimes than begging. As I said earlier, if a man call you today, call off on you, the next thing you hear, he said, "Do you have anything, man? Can you give me a raise?" If you shake a man's hand on the street, the next hand putting out the next hand for something. If you stop and you start to form a discussion with someone, before the end of the discussion, they will ask you for something, or they want a passage to go somewhere. And this is how our country runs. And this is how the politician in Guyana has the country. And that's why the URP are here to make a difference. And many people can't see it up to now. That's what we are trying to do. Many, many people can't see it. I was in Wales the other day. I think yesterday morning I was in Wales. And a guy come up to me and telling me that, that we should give the PPP a chance. I said, what? I said, are you satisfied with what is happening in this NDC? Said no. I said, why should we give them a chance? Huh?
They got 23 years.
You
of a
had
chance.
23 years of it. What have they done for you? And these are their supporters. And I even brought this issue that, do you know that if the PPP had put the Wales estate on the chopping block? But these people implement it, but they don't want to hear that.
So a lot of them didn't know that then.
They know that. The guy said he knows that, right? But he don't want to accept. He said they didn't close it. This government closed it.
But he would still want to accept the party that essentially
put
them on the chopping block.
Responsible for the suffering that they're having in their area.
So
and the same PPP, remember the PPP is not saying anything for them. The PPP, the URP is the only one right here on this program. We are calling on the government to treat Wales as a disaster area, as you treat Linden and as you treat Kakwani. Right? Let load the people electricity and water and all these things because they're out of job. PPP never asked for those things. URP are acting for them.
Now, why do you think somebody would still support a party that doesn't seem to really have.
Race,
Mhm.
Mhm.
race. That's it. You know?
Simplest.
Yeah.
Mm,
It is race.
mm,
It's nothing but race.
mm,
But they fail to understand it's not race put the bread and the butter on the table. It's policies put bread and butter on the table. Or these people fail to understand. You know, although the PPP does so much to them, they still want to support the PPP. And they feel if PPP go at the election tomorrow, they go walk away back with this country. They are so silly. I don't know how they think. You know, I don't know how they think, how they can be able to think these kind of things. You know, like many of our key in quarter, they only know to put the bond on the head. They don't know to think anything. You know, if the PPP says jump, they say how high, and that's what's happening all the time. See, so the same way the PPP have the support, and the PNC got some support the same way. You know, so it's a serious, serious problem we are facing in Guyana. Really serious. And it's a handful of people talking about the race, you know. It's a handful of people, believe me, right? It's a handful of people. Those older folks are trying to inject it in the younger generation. This is what happened in Guyana. But many of the older folks too are very open-minded because I spoke to with many of them. You know, they are very open-minded. See, and they realize that the 50 year plus now, we've been going on. Which young man in Guyana want to hear about Barnum and Jagan, who create this racism,
mm.
and it gone down the line. So they hold on to this all the time. They're not moving from it, you know. But a lot of the younger generation are coming to the realization now that look, these two parties, we ain't got no future here. You know, we have to move on. We have to go on. Look, when I was a younger man, and I see this many times on this program, if an Indian girl married a black guy, both side family disown them. If an Indian boy married a black girl, both side the family disown them, right? And you hardly had about 40 years ago these mixed marriages and things like that. You know, today we are 21.5% mixed race in Guyana,
So it's a testament of the
right?
change of the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If the mixed marriage, mixed race are going more rapidly than even the Amerindian, because the Amerindian is only about 10%.
Mm. Yeah. They're
You know?
more or less creating their own
So
group.
in the next 50 years, you hardly will find a pure African or a pure Indian. You wouldn't find it, you know, because you can't tell the young people who to love, who to get married to, or what. They'll tell you, you know, they'll use some bad words to you, although you may be their parents.
And it's truly emblematic of, I guess, well, really of Guyana being the mix of the different cultures that it is, and really what it should be.
Yeah.
I'd love to develop that more, but I know I'm thinking about our time, so I want to definitely bring us to
Yeah.
local government, because especially since we're all speaking about politics right now. That yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about well, I guess what you've done, what you have planned, and of course, I would even like to give the good lady a chance to speak as well too.
Well, we have been working tremendously hard in the local government. We have our people in the field, and you're having a lot of negative things of people feelings on the political issue. What happened with these two major political parties? What they create? You know, it people are telling you sometimes our representative has said, "Yeah, look, I don't even want to hear about politics. Don't come to me. Don't talk about it." You know. But what one thing I will let the audience to understand is, if you don't pay attention to your area, this election in my book is more important than general election because you're talking about your community. If you don't pay attention to your community, then who will pay the attention to you? And those of you out there who doesn't want to go out and vote, you're making a big mistake. Because no matter how much you talk out there, you will not able to solve the problem in your community unless you yourself get involved in it. You can't solve that problem. You have to get involved. And if you said you're not going and vote, it means you are not a patriot to your country because you're not going and vote. And if you don't go and vote, don't complain. You can't complain. It's impossible. But I want to give Pastor Marcy some chance. Let her with her views.
Yes, with regard to local government elections.
Yes.
Um, I have been with Dr. Bandu on the campaign trail. And just like he said, there is so much negativity coming out from the various areas that we have visited. Um, we have come to realize that people are disillusioned. Um, it's my personal opinion that Guyanese people, some of them have become complacent, and most of them, all of them, are disillusioned. Um, I want to, I want to even stretch further and say it seems as though there's a syndrome of um, when people have become accustomed to being, let's say, for want of better words, beaten over the head with something, after a while nothing really matters. You understand? And that's the kind of thing we're sensing in the various communities. People have come to a point where they're just fed up, um, and so they're just, it's just a case where they're resigned now. There's a saying we say in Guyana, "What comes to do," and that's the kind of sentiment that is being expressed by the people. There's no need for me to go, because it doesn't make a difference. Nothing has changed. Nothing will ever change. But we in the URP are actually, telling people, look, this is very important. The local government election brings governance even closer to home, because you as an individual actually have a say in who governs your, starting with your community, your own space. And this, we're telling people, you should actually understand the importance of your input, because your own space first is what will affect any other thing that you do, right? And as a people, we should get up from the resignation and understand that what has gone before, but this is a new day. This is a chance to make a difference. This is somebody else here. Listen to what somebody else is saying. And um, actually, I am on board with the URP because I found that they have, um, what they're saying makes sense. You understand? I too have we gave everybody else a chance. Not much has been done. Your expectations have not been met. And so, look, give somebody else a chance and see, can this person actually make a difference? Can this group actually make a difference? Listen to what we're saying, and for your own personal and your family and communities, come out and vote. I am saying to the Guyanese people, this time, come out and vote. As Dr. Bandu said, if you don't vote, then whatever happens, you should not complain, because you did not exercise your right to vote. And so you shouldn't complain. Whatever happens, well, then we can safely say that you contributed to allowing it to happen by not voting. People can talk. as Dr. Bandu also said, you can talk, we can talk as much as we like, but then let our voices matter by going and vote. Let what we have to say matter by going and vote. That's the only way we can make a difference. That's the only way we can make an impact, and starting with our own space. And so I think that it's very important that the message is gotten through. Local government elections is important. Come out and vote, because the other thing is that people just not, some people are not even aware of what local government elections actually is all about. Some people are not even interested. Oh, it's not general elections, so I am really key. That's the kind of thing we're getting. So we're sensitizing neighborhoods. We're going every day on the road. We went as far as we were going around Georgetown. We're going as far as Myconi. In all the regions, URP is working. I have personally gone as far as Myconi, um, and I'm still on the campaign trail. I know there's still yet much more to be done. Just going telling people, look, come out and vote. It's important. Um, Georgetown constituency, which is so large, please come out, vote. Give the URP a chance. Listen to what we're saying and see what we will do.
And the symbol.
See what we will do. The symbol of the URP, as people should know by now, is the cow head. Just come out and vote. Understand? I think it's very, very, very important that we get to the point where we're not going to just lay back, sit back, and allow anything to pass and happen. I'm going to make a difference. That's the mindset I think we should have as Guyanese.
Yeah. So, Dr. Bander, is there anything you'd like to add in
Well, I
closing?
would like to add that, Pastor Marcy, that, encourage you. Look, give the URP a chance, give the people a chance. It's a chance for you to control and take charge of your own community. And that's what the URP are trying for you to have. Because you will not be complaining, because you will have a chance to exercise your right, what you want, where you want to look after first, where you want to look after second, and make sure on the 12th of November, you go out there and you put your X next to the URP, the symbol, the cowhead. Make sure you mark your X next to the cowhead. Make a difference. I beg you, people, to make a difference in Guyana and for yourself, your children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren to have a better community in your area. I thank you and may God bless you.
Well, some great words to leave us on, Dr. Bandu.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
So, Dr. Bandu, Pastor Marcy, thanks for coming in and
you.
speaking
Thank you.
with us today.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And so that is all the time that we have for this edition of URP Practical Talk. As always, I'm your host, George Gonzalez. And we also encourage you to check out URP on its website, www.urpguyana.com, or check it out on Facebook, URP Guyana. Thanks for watching.